Hasbro is what I'm talking about. Earnings for the third quarter missing estimates on the top and bottom line as well. Actually, the shares are now trading higher. They were lower in earlier trading. Even after the company reported revenue fell by 15%, and Hasbro blamed in part supply chain challenges on the part of the retailers as a main cause for the slowdown here. So not clear exactly what's going on here. For example, in terms of the supply chain issues, they're talking about Magic the Gathering is also going out in the fourth quarter this year versus the third quarter last year, like the comparables. I don't know. You know this company well, so
yeah, well,
what's going on?
We had 2 weeks ago, this was our take on the show, right after they held what I think I said at the time was a disingenuous investor day, where they're out here highlighting, they shared an earnings warning for the quarter that they reported today. Also at the same time saying they're going to grow profits by 50% over the past 3 years. I hate when a company comes out and does that just a couple weeks before they report their earnings, hold a long day presentation. But look, this quarter stunk. Sales were down in every single part of this business. And I think why you're not seeing the stock really fall off the map is they reiterated the lower guidance they came out with a few weeks ago. But at the end of the day, not a good quarter from Hasbro. You have the new CEO at the helm warning that consumers are just not embracing these higher prices. They have had to push through because of the rise in oil prices. And then at the same time, I think not delivering up to expectations in that key gaming segment. Not a good quarter from Hasbro. And the stock continues to hover near a 52-week low, really suggesting more drastic action needs to be to turn this company around.
The toy business is extremely tough for three reasons right now. Number one, the shift from kind of the tabletop games to tablet games that we've seen. If you see younger kids walking around, it's not with the same action figures that we grew up walking around and carrying everywhere with us. It's with a tablet or some type of mobile device that their parents are just saying, here, hold on to this and play a game on there. And so it becomes about the franchises there. Number two, you think about the number of toys that are directly hinging upon how well a series in entertainment world actually does. And so for Hasbro, they're talking about, I didn't even know they were still making Transformers movies or series number ones. So they're still talking about Transformers, what that's going to do for them. They're talking about other content titles. That content is expensive, and for Hasbro, if they're going to continue to invest in that segment on their digital gaming side or be hinging on some of the titles that come out to do successfully, so much so that kids will want to beg their parents to buy into that action figure or whatever that may be. That's another headline risk. And then just lastly, it's about what inventory is actually going into stores too.
And that was my final point. Year over year, inventory for Hasbro up $300 million. Of course, that is because of higher prices and inflation on that inventory, but still a red flag. Yeah. Brad, you have me thinking back right now to my favorite action figures. For me, back in the day, it was these large wrestling figurines made out of hard rubber. I would just pummel my brother with these things. But looking back, I mean, it had to hurt. I'm sorry, Gary. Man, I know you watch the show every day, but that had to hurt. I mean, I know you were bleeding a couple times, but it just is what it was.
It
was tough.
I
was an aggressive kid, you know? I mean, these were like really big dolls. They were made from hard plastic. Yeah. Just not.
Now you just pummel public company.
Yes. I guess it started early.
There is bleeding sometimes. It's true.